Let me know the moment we are live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turning Point Toastmasters weekly meeting number 193. Just a few seconds more, and we are starting the meeting sharp at 7. So the online audience who are watching us right now, get your cup of coffee, tea, or whatever poison that makes you float. All right, time is up. 7 p.m. it is, and here it is once again your Sergeant at Arms for the meeting, Anant Katyani, welcoming everyone for meeting number 193. Let's start with a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Turning Point Toastmasters, like any other clubs around the globe, we are a place that provides positive and supportive learning experience where members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. To ensure this whole learning experience with a mutual growth, we have a few ground rules. Number one, we are not a place where we explicitly prohibit anyone from speaking on sex, politics, or religion. We rather encourage you to speak sensibly around these certain topics, which may be controversial. Number two, give the speaker on stage a due respect. Please don't unmute out of turn. It may cause severe trauma to a speaker like Rupinder, or maybe a mild inconvenience to a speaker like Vishakha. You will be watching them today. Number three, please raise your hand or reach out to me one-on-one. I am named as Sergeant at Arms Anant underscore Anant Katyani. We will be your troubleshooters for any tech-related queries. And if there is any feedback, we will be announcing it time to time, how you can pass on feedback in one-to-one chat. Please don't pass any message while there is a speaker on stage, live on screen in everyone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about things that you can do in a lifetime. And to me, this reminds me of a person who has done a thing twice in his lifetime already. He has been a member, an exemplary VP membership before, but then that was not enough. He took a personal break, but then when he came back with a roaring success. He is currently leading this entire Titanic-size Turning Point Toastmasters to greater glories, none other than our president and also the presiding officer of the club, Toastmaster Unique Katnoria. I welcome you on the stage to preside over and open this meeting formally. Ladies and gentlemen, let's applaud for Unique.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Distinguished Toastmaster Anant. Toastmaster Anant is also our VP Education. He's a valuable part of our EC. But getting started with the meeting now. So, welcome to the 193rd meeting of Turning Point Toastmasters. We are into the nervous 190s, not the 90s, but we are actually not nervous at all. So, to begin the meeting, first of all, I would like to acknowledge all the valuable guests who have joined us today. So to start off, Shikha Chugg has joined us. Aruna Mehra has also joined us. Prakash has joined us. We also have Priyanshi Jalan joining us. Geeta Kashyap, our regular guest, has also joined us. And last but not least, our area director, Toastmaster Ragini Rajpal, has also joined us. So a huge round of applause for all the guests. And now, I would like to kickstart this meeting with a few announcements. So the past week has been a happening one for Turning Point Toastmasters. Last Sunday, we had our area contests, ISC area contests, and two of our club members participated in that. And I'm very glad to announce that both had a podium finish. Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh was the second runner-up, and Toastmaster Soumya Agarwal was the first runner-up. So let's have a huge round of applause for both of them. Now, I would like to explain a curious case of another member. So our member, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, is also a member of few other clubs. And he represented another club from another area in the international speech contest gone by. And I'm happy to announce that he was the winner or the first place holder in his area. So huge round of applause for him as well. But it's not only about the participants, it's also about the people who make this such area contest happen. We have our area directors Vishakha and Ragini joining us, who were major contributors in making that speech contest successful. But someone from our club stood up again. So in the area contest, due to some reasons, the designated tech master had to back up. That is the time when one of the backbone members of our club, Toastmaster Sumit, raised his hand and helped us out at the last moment. So let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Sumit for his last minute action hero stuff. And some other achievements from our club members. Our member Toastmaster Haritika, who will join us soon, was started her journey as a contest master. So she was a contest master in one of the club contests. So kudos to her as well. Also, our two other members, again, Toastmaster Haritika and Toastmaster Gayatri, completed their judges training, and now they are eligible judges to judge any of the club contest or area contest. So kudos to them as well, and we are looking forward to you being judged, though we will never know who the judge is in the contest, but nevertheless. So moving forward to today's session. Today we have another fantastic lineup, fantastic set of role plays lined up for you. The meeting. But before that, for the benefit of the members who are joining, for the guests who are joining us for the first time, let me just briefly explain what a Toastmaster is. So Toastmaster is a worldwide organization which has affiliated clubs all across the world, and the mission of the club, as Toastmaster directed, is to provide a supporting and learning environment where members can develop their leadership and communication skills. And how to develop those communication skills and what is the structure of a Toastmaster meeting, that our host for the day, Toastmaster of the day, will explain. Now, our Toastmaster of the day has recently joined us, but she has been taking up major roles in the weeks and has been contributing a lot towards a successful meeting. Yes, I'm referring to our Toastmaster of the day. Please welcome with a huge round of applause, Toastmaster Arunima Bindal. Over to you, Arunima.
Arunima, we can't hear you. You are already unmuted, but we can't hear you right now. Just check once. I can't hear you, Arunima, yet. No worries, it happens. I'm muting you and unmuting you once again. Please check if you can speak now. Speak up. No, you are not audible right now. In case you are joined with a headphone, remove it. No headphones. I don't know. Are you on silent on your laptop? Now we can hear. No.
She's most probably muted her microphone.
So if you have
From the window setting, from the window setting, I think she's muted her microphone or she's muted her system.
Arunima, why don't you join again? Drop it and join again.
Arunima, just try increasing the volume on your device.
Okay.
Or join from your mobile.
She is joining by mobile. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the true leadership begins. Arunima Bindal is trying to join us. She will be back with us once again. The moment she joins, she will say aloud, "Yay, I am back." But till then, let us learn from this experience and recognize how leadership is all about keeping your nerves under control and put up a good show. Anyone else has had a similar experience in your professional circles? Anyone anywhere before? Raise your hand if you have. Rupinder, have you faced this kind of challenge in the last 1 year ever? Surjit, Unique, Priyanka, raise your hand if you have. What if you had a Toastmasters club to try this all out? We have Arunima Bindal, who is going to try this out live in front of us. For us, Arunima Bindal, handing it over to you. Let us have a quick audio video check. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, and I will spotlight you and mute one of your devices.
Done.
All right, go ahead. Show is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Unique. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. If you were wondering why there was a gap, that was one of the things related to my theme, things to do in a lifetime. Being a team mod, you always have to be there on time. But sometimes, why don't you try that, not being there on time? Has anybody thought that if the Toastmaster of the day does not reach in time, what could happen? You could see. So as we have the theme for today, things to do in a lifetime. One of the things that I have ticked, I never did to be a team mod and reach in the meeting late. I have ticked my list. I just don't know how many of you are inspired and want to tick that list. So moving on to my to the theme and explaining about it, I would first like to explain the agenda for the meeting. So the Toastmasters meeting normally has 3 sections. The first section is the prepared speech section, where we have speakers and we have the evaluators who evaluate their speeches. The second section is the table topic section, where we have table topic master who invite and encourages guests and members to speak up on a topic for 1 to 2 minutes. The last section for the Toastmasters meeting is the evaluation section, which is led by the general evaluator. So the role of the general evaluator is to evaluate and give the feedback for the meeting. I would now like to invite my evaluator for today, Surjeet. Before I invite him, I asked him a question. What is the craziest thing he has done? He told me that he likes to drive from his hometown to Delhi, and his hometown is in Jammu, which is approx 900 kilometers. And he says that he travels with his family, drive his own car, and make it a fun-filled journey. And he never takes the train. How many of you have experienced road trips? Okay. Over to you, Surjeet, the general evaluator for today.
Thank you, Timur, for such a nice introduction. So one correction is there, actually Jammu and Delhi distance is not 900 kilometer, it's just 500 kilometer. So good evening, Mr. Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. I am the general evaluator of today's meeting. Every meeting has a general evaluator for the same reason. Every year ends with feedback, and my role is to evaluate the entire meeting today and provide a comprehensive feedback at the end of the meeting. So I will evaluate all the things, what went good, what didn't, and how can we improve. So my tag team will help me in this. So first tag role is timer. Toastmaster Gaurav is timer for today. So Tech Master, please spotlight Gaurav. He is responsible to keep the track of the time taken by various speakers and role players. Typically, a prepared speech is timed for 5 to 7 minutes, and he will show a green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. There will be a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Table topic speakers are required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. He will show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. The speech evaluators are allotted the 2 to 3 minutes for their evaluation. He will show green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 3 minutes. The speakers or role players who take time more than the grace period will be disqualified. So second tag role is A counter. Gayatri Deshmukh is the A counter today. She will make a note of the pauses, filler words, repetition, and filler words used by speakers and role players. Filler words are words like you know, I mean, right, well, so. Also unintentional sound like will be noted by her. Third tag role is grammarian. Toastmaster Anshuman is grammarian for today. Techmaster, please spotlight Anshuman. He will note down the good uses and not so good uses of the language, as well as grammatical errors made by the speakers and role players. Now I request Toastmaster Anshuman to introduce the word of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Surji. For reference of everyone, I pasted the word of the day in the chat box. The word of the day today is Magila. I know it's a very interesting and new word some of us might have come across. The meaning of the word is everything involved and everything under consideration. That's one of the meanings. Another slang meaning is long involved story or account. Consider like a story, events or accounts, or everything holistic under consideration. Examples of usages are, well, one fine day last spring, I was laying off for a week in the Americana in New York when Solly called me and told me a magila about this inspiration that he had in the morning in the steam room. Another usage can be the only thing that interests me is a win. This is by Donald Trump. I'm not talking about the nomination. I'm talking about the whole magila. I encourage all the speakers and role players to use this word during our meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Surji.
Thank you, Anshuman, for introducing the word of the day. I will submit my report in the evaluation section along with my tag team. Now over to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Moving on. Moving on. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Moving on. Things to do in a lifetime. When I was 18 years old and I finished my school, everybody was asking me, what do you want to do with your life? And as everybody, I was sitting like this because I had no idea what do I want to do with my life. At the age of 18, when you have just finished your school, ended up your teenage, how would you expect to have a plan for your life? Like everybody else, I had no plan. And I believe you should not be asked bothering such questions. But when you landed up in such situations, what would you do? I was disturbed. Everybody was asking me the same question: which college do you want to go? Which school do you want to go? What course do you want to do? What are your life plans? Then I sat one day and I made a list of adventures that I wanted to do for myself, because the only idea I had in my life is to try new things, be adventurous, and take up exciting things, because anyhow the studies and the office and other things fall into place on their own at their right time, so you don't have to worry about it. But what you can do in the meantime is make your life interesting. So, starting off with my experiences, how I made my things, what I wanted to do, and how far I have achieved. So, that time I used to Google the list of fancy things or the adventurous things that I want to do for myself and try out. Then I found some bucket list on the Google and I made that random bucket list my bucket list. I wanted to try each and everything which I can possibly. So, my first thing started when I was 19 years old. there is this journey called Jagriti Yatra. I have been dreaming of travel since my childhood. I had been a big fan of Bollywood movies. And if you talk about Yash Raj Chopra and Karan Johar, they are very fond of Europe. Most of their shootings used to be in Europe. And since that time, I had been fantasized traveling here and there. But I could not go to Europe at that time. I Googled the alternate options that I could manage. I came across one such thing called as Jagriti Yatra. So, what is Jagriti Yatra? Basically, it is a 15 days journey on a train. For 15 days, you live on a train, you travel 2000 kilometers, you travel to 12 new destinations, and you meet the most exciting part you meet 500 new people. When I say living on train, it's not only living, it's about eating, bathing, sleeping, drinking, everything on the train. So I have done that for 15 long days. And from there, it started. I realized my love for travel, my love for adventure, when I meet new people. Like the most happy part of life for me is meeting new people and trying out new things. And we have one such speaker with us, the first speaker for today, Toastmaster Rupinder. When I asked him, is the most funniest thing he has done in his life, he told me he went to rescue his friend's girlfriend whose dad threatened to kill her. He just went away randomly with his friend without the girl knowing that they have come to rescue, and they spent their entire night waiting at her home and finding options to rescue her when the girl was sad without even telling her. The funny part here is that they went to rescue a person without informing the person. The person was still under threat and they were finding a way out. Let's see what he has for us today. Before inviting our speaker on the stage, I would like to invite his evaluator, Priyanka Mishra, to read out the speech objectives. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rupinder. Toastmaster Rupinder is going to attempt his project 2 of level 1. The purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his first speech. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let's witness this as a contest speech where our Toastmaster of the day would be the contest chair. So I wish all the best, Rupinder. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
As speaker 1 for today is Rupinder Singh. The title of his speech is This Is Not That Story. This is not that story, Rupinder Singh. Rupinder Singh, this is not that story. Over to you.
You're on mute.
Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes.
Yes, you are now. Timer, please start the time now with these first word of the speech.
This is a story of a character called Red. When Red was 12 years old, he was asked to sing a song to his school. In front of 500 people, Red chose his favorite song from the movie, The Sound of Music. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. At first, Red thought that the crowd was smiling at him out of appreciation. Very soon, he found out that they were smiling at him out of contempt. Why would you sing a 1960s song today? You lunatic! Get out! Red ran off the stage, never to come back in that school again. Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, I am not Red, and this is not that story. Because in that story, Red went to college, eager to put that moniker lunatic behind him. And he soon got his chance. In an inter-college debate festival, featuring 25 of the best colleges in the region, Red applied to represent his college and he was selected. Also selected as a backup candidate was Anita. Now, Anita was the daughter of a professor in the college, and naturally, the professor wanted his daughter to represent the college. So he asked Red to step down. Red, who had faced rejection throughout his school life, refused to step down. The professor had his way though. He entered both Red and Anita together, with Anita as the official contestant and Red as a non-ready contestant. Even if Red won, it would have no effect on the final result. But guess what? Red won. And as he stood on the stage, accepting the accolades of the audience and acknowledging their applause, he chanced to look upon his professor. And at first, Red thought that the professor was smiling at him out of appreciation. But very soon, he realized that the professor was full of contempt. You, sir, you made me look bad today. You are an idiot, an IDIOT, and you will never set foot on this stage in this college again. Red never set foot on that stage in that college ever again. And he got a new moniker added to lunatic, that of idiot. I am not Red, and this is not that story. Because in that story, Red went on to become a father. And as he held his newborn son in his hand, he said, "Son, the world has called me a lunatic and an idiot for most of my life. I hope that one day I will be able to make you proud." In case you're wondering, I'm still not Red. And this is not that story. Because in that story, Red went on to join Toastmasters, where he found an environment that was supportive and encouraging, where he found that no one laughed at his mistakes. Instead, they told him how to get better, where he found himself in the finals of a district speech contest. Red was overjoyed, thinking that this was the moment where he put those monikers of lunatic and idiot behind him, when fate struck. 2 days before his contest, Red broke his leg. And that sent his speech into a tailspin. His punches were not landing. His jokes were no longer hilarious. His speech was woefully out of form. The morning of the speech contest, Red was a despondent figure. He looked back and he wondered if all his life would come to mean this, a constant struggle with the stage. And as one depressing thought led to other, Red got really upset and he looked up and he asked, "Why me?" Almost as if in answer, his phone rang. It was his son. "Hey, Dad, heard about your situation. Sorry for that. But I want you to know one thing. You have been called an idiot, a lunatic, and yet here you are, among the 12 best speakers of the 3,000 in the district. And today, whatever happens, Dad, nothing or no one is going to take that away from you. Oh, and one more thing. I was, I am, and I always will be very proud of you." It was on a dose of those words and a lot of painkillers that Red took the stage. And when he took the stage, an interesting thing happened. At first, Red thought that the crowd was smiling at him out of contempt, but no, they were smiling at him out of appreciation. Then he found that his punches in his speech were finding their mark. Then he found that the audience was finding his jokes funny. They were laughing along with him. This was not the speech of a person out of form. This was the speech of a person getting back into it. And by the time he finished with such a crescendo that he jumped off the stage, not realizing that he had a broken leg. How? I am not red. Not anymore. But this was my story. I was called a lunatic in school, an idiot in college, and I am standing here before you to tell you this, that your story may not have had the beginning you wanted, but how it ends is very much in your control. I had my fights with the stages. You have your own fights to fight. And I can tell you one thing, your fight is going to end in one of two ways. Either you will be victorious or you will not be. If you're victorious, well and good. But if not, then you tell yourself 5 words. This is not that story. Conscious share.
Timer, please note 1 minute of silence, and I request everybody to provide the feedback to S1 Rupinder Singh.
One minute is up.
Moving on to things to do in lifetime, I have a question for you. Is there anybody who would like to share one such experience that they wanted to do in their lifetime and they have ticked it? Anybody? Please raise your hand or you can unmute yourself. Can we hear it from you, Anand?
Sure. I think I always wanted to have a life where I can work from my village instead of having to live in a metro city. So thankfully, due to COVID, that dream has been taken now.
Wow, this is so interesting. That COVID is making dreams come true also. Moving on forward, we have our second speaker, Vishakha. When I asked her what is her favorite memory and what is one such thing she wanted to do and she has done, she told me that she went for a solo trip on her birthday. She only had the bus bookings. She left with the tickets. She went there. She booked a hotel and she went for sightseeing. After coming back, she forgot her way to hotel. Even her phone was dead. She did not have a power bank. Standing in the middle of road, she had no idea what to do. Drenched in the rain, excited and happy, she was standing and suddenly she found a way or a signal to our hotel and she reached. Like me, my mentor is also a travel freak. She likes to travel, and we both have done one of our solo trips. She had done one of our solo trips. I have also done one of my solo trips. And if I talk about my solo trip, my solo trip was a trek. It was a triune trek. I have always heard from people and seeing the Instagram and Facebook stories about the trek. And I was curious, is it possible to do a trek, and how do you want to prepare for it? Because whenever I have read blog, it was like you have to prepare, you should be fit, you should have this thing, you should have that thing. But I just booked my ticket, took a bus, reached McLeodganj. I stayed in a hotel for a day, visited, eat full on, and then from a local person, I asked about the trek. Next day in the morning, I took this trek. It was a 9 kilometer stretch, which I decided to do it for myself, and that was the first time I had been trekking. And I got so scared when at the beginning they asked me to sign a form that if I am lost or if I don't come back, then it is not their responsibility, because I did not tell my parents that I am going for a trek. But still, I took the chance. I went, and you know what? When I reached at the top, I was the most happy person, because I always had fear of mountains. Whenever in my childhood we used to go to these places like Nainital, Masuri, Shimla, I always used to get scared that one day my car will fall down. To overcome my fear, because the roads are very small and it's just a single road where it's two ways is going on, so I always used to get scared when we were on the hillside that one day we will meet an accident and my car will fail and I will die. I overcome my fear by doing that trek. I just walked on the 9 kilometer thin and stretch where you do not even get water. You have to carry your own burden till the top. You don't get food. Whatever you want, you have to take it on your own. I carried my burden and I reached at the top. This is how I feel that making a bucket list or a list we want to do, we can somehow overcome our fear also. Moving on to the prepared speaker, before I invite her on the stage, I would like to ask her evaluator, Abhishek, to read out the speech objectives for her. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Vishakha is going to deliver her L1P3 speech, and the purpose statement is the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Timer, please note the speech length is from 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to you, Vishakha. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Vishakha, do you want to have an audio video check for yourself?
Yes. Am I audible and visible?
Yes. Okay. I am not as look as I drunk, Vishakha. Vishakha, I am not as look as I drunk. Over to you.
I'm not as look as I'm drunk. What? No, 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 no. I didn't say anything wrong. You all are too drunk to hear anything right. Yes, I've been drinking for last 2 hours. But as you know, I have huge capacity and I don't get drunk easily. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, how many of you have been this person or have gone out with this person? Well, I have been on the both sides of the story, and let me tell you, the story is not pretty from either end. When you consume alcohol, your body produces dopamine, which is a feel-good hormone. Besides dopamine, another hormone called serotonin, which is a pleasure hormone, is also released. Dopamine and serotonin combined together gives rise to the story of misery for many people like me who are trying to save their liver from any extra work. My mom said, stay at home. We'll watch Big Boss together. But then my friend called and said, bro, party. I was nervous. I yelled back, yay, party. I did not know what awaited me. Soon, there is one thing that I don't know about the booze parties. Why can't they happen in a pub nearby? There is always a resort which is 90 minutes away for something that I have never felt a good experience. So I drove 5 of my overexcited friends to the resort. Listening to their ideas, I was wondering, what am I gonna do there? Soon, my questions were answered as we reached the venue, and I was eating peanuts because people who don't drink are not supposed to have any fun. Dopamine, serotonin story started. Everything happy and everything fun. Till the one guy who had the least capacity, yet drinks the fastest, uttered a sentence which was the beginning of a long night. Brother, you are the best. He pointed at me and said, while I was still trying to suffer through this newfound brotherhood, I found a guy who was crying at the corner of the room. He was shouting very loud over his phone. I ran to him and I learned that he was fighting with a corporate over a stale pizza delivered to him 2 years ago. While I was still trying to make sense of what he was trying to do, there was a guy who was sitting in the middle of the room. He was wailing his heart out. I did not want to know why he was crying, but as you know, people who are trying to save their liver are ought to be punished. So I went to him. I asked, what happened? Looking at him, everybody else had started crying by then. He pointed at a newspaper from 1 month ago. There was an obituary for a guy named Ramlal who died at an age of 98 years 1 month ago. I did not know Ramlal. Neither did anybody in the room knew Ramlal. And neither did he knew Ramlal. But yet, everybody else was crying. But, I was drunk and he had a huge capacity. So I thought it's best to keep the truth with myself. Suddenly, now, I saw a girl who was trying to drunk dial her ex. Brimming with confidence, she said, today is the day I get him back. Today is the day he comes back to me. She was trying furiously to drunk dial him. I did not want to intervene. But what I also did not want was her crying my ears out for next 4 months as to why I did not stop her from dialing his number. So I snatched her phone and gave her a big lecture on feminism and self-respect as well. Well, everything came under control. But life is not easy. Suddenly, the resort guys came. They said, it's time. You guys have to check out now. We said, fine. We went back to our car. Now, in every such group, there is one guy who has never driven a bike his entire life, but suddenly, when he is drunk, the Michael Schumacher in him comes alive. He wants to drive. Everybody says that drinking and driving is dangerous, but nobody tells you that driving in a car full of drunkards is even more deadly. To save myself, with a very heavy heart, I gave my car keys to him. Now, Mr. Michael Schumacher is driving. He points his finger at a woman who is coming closer to us, to our car. He said, she's your sister-in-law. One day I'm going to marry her. Look, she likes me. She's smiling at me. I was not drunk and he did not have a huge capacity. She was a traffic cop coming to us with a breath analyzer in her hand. I should have stayed at home with my mom and watched Big Boss. Instead, I was living in the house of Big Boss. I was acting in the live telecast and spent my night in the lockup. It is said that when you are dead, you don't know that you are dead. It's others who feel the pain and difficulty. Same applies to people who are stupid and drunk. If you're planning to drink, please remember the more serotonin and dopamine you produce, the more misery comes to innocent people like us. So please drink responsibility because you are as drunk as you look. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
That was a wonderful speech, Vishakha. Thank God I have you as my mentor to guide me how much to drink and how to set off my limits. Because I always say, I am not as look as I am drunk and I have a high capacity bro. Joining into that brohood. Can we have 1 minute of silence and provide feedback to Vishakha? Timer, please observe this 1 minute.
One minute is up.
How many of you have tried your greatest fear or has done something exciting that eradicates your fear for life? I want to hear it from you, audience. How many of you have a bucket list or have ticked that, done something scary, it turned out adventurous? I think Priyanka wants to answer it. Let's hear from Priyanka one thing that she has done.
Okay. So since childhood, I had a dream, not dream kind of. I had a fantasy to have fringes. So it was the farewell of my master's. And I went to the parlor and I asked the parlor lady to have these fringes. And she took the scissors and she did like horizontal cut off my hair. I could share the picture. I was looking horrible. Horrible. And with that, I wore a sari, and with those fringes, I went to my farewell. It was nobody was able to identify me as Priyanka. So I tried my fear. I now, as you guys could see, I'm following my fringes now. Fringes so far. So yeah, I overcome my fear now, I would say. Thank you.
Priyanka, do share us the picture. Can we have the polls for best prepared speaker now? First speaker was Rupinder Singh. Second speaker for today was Vishakha Sharma. Techmaster.
Yep.
Please launch the poll.
It is launched. We'll close it in next 5 seconds. Should not be that tough. One person to choose among Vishakha and Rupinder. I'll do it fast. 5, 4, 3. Close it off unique. 2, 1.
Starting with one such experience that I had for my life, which I never want to do. It was back in May 2019. I was in South Africa. I had always been afraid of water. So, like I said, I was afraid of mountains. So, When I was 18, I was afraid of everything. That is when I decided I don't know which course I want to do, which college I want to do, but yes, I don't want to be that person who has never done anything. And I made a bucket list. So that time, one such thing on my list was going under the water. But until May 2019, I never knew that we have something called as shark caging. Has anybody heard of it? Shark caging. So I'll tell you what happens. You are in the Arctic Ocean, 60 feet under the water, in a cage surrounded by sharks, which are called as the dangerous creatures, water creatures. For 20 minutes, they'll keep you in a cage, and there will be like at least 10 to 20 sharks surrounded by your cage, poking into your cage as if any minute they'll eat you. At first, I was very scary. I did not wanted to go. This was when I was on my honeymoon and I said my husband, after I come back, you are getting divorced. If you still take me. But he did not listen to what I said. He took me. We went under the water, and I am not a water baby. At first, I was afraid when we were going into the water because I had no idea how being in a cage looked like, even on the land. Then we went to water and surrounded by sharks. And when these sharks were poking into the cage, my heartbeat literally jumped. I was about to have a heart attack, but I survived. And that is when I overcome my fear of water and the creatures called as shark. Moving on to the second section for today, the table topic section, which is hosted by table topic master Nasir. When I asked him what was his unforgettable experience, he told me his first job. Let's hear it from him why his first job was his unforgettable experience. Over to you, table topic master Nasir.
Thank you, Timo. Guys, are you ready for table topic? Thank you.
Yes.
So as we all know, table topic is an opportunity to express yourself and to present your views at the runtime. So let's see how creatively you will present your views. So today I chose some random topics. Try your best. So the process for nomination is same as usually we do. You raise your hand through this Zoom feature, or you can drop in the chat as well. I will see from there as well. So who is coming first? I haven't seen any.
We have Aruna Mehra, Geeta Kashyap, Prakash M as and Nipun Wadhwa as guests who are not taking any roles. You can invite one of them. Aruna Mehra raises her hand.
Okay. Hi, Aruna.
Hello, Toastmasters. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible and visible. Aruna, your views on passive income. Your views on passive income, Arunima.
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. Passive income is like part-time income or some income from I'm just asking, the passive income is like the income which is not from the main career.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to start. Like I'm an assistant professor in Gurutias University. Like as a teacher, you have one more career to choose, like online classes. After attending the college, I got time for my for my extra income. I have taken online classes from Whitehead Juniors, which is the best website for the students who are not going to school in the lockdown. It is a very good start by the education organization. Like is also a Vedantu app, which is very helpful for the teachers to enhance their income, and for the students also, they can enhance their knowledge by using that skills. And for if I talk about other professions, like if you are a software engineer, side by side you can also do your own business with your job. Like you are doing you can make any app in your phone, and for like mechanical engineers can also do some other jobs, um making making designers design of any equipment in CAD and CAM softwares. So I think in today's world, passive income is necessary for who would like to experience new things in their life.
Thank you. Thank you, Aruna, for sharing your views on passive income. It will help to the audience. So next, Prakash share his interest. So Prakash, sorry guys, I forget before. The time for table topic is 1 to 2 minutes, and the timer will be showing you the card, green at 1 minute, and yellow, and then red is the end of your time, and there is one grace period of 30 seconds before and after. Prakash.
Yeah, Nazir. Yeah.
Your advice to become a billionaire. Your advice to become a billionaire, Prakash.
Could you please repeat again, Nazir? Your voice was not audible.
On the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, the best way to become a billionaire is, in my opinion, is educate yourself. Yeah. For example, if you take a farmer, farmer is working day and night, and they are working very hard, but they are unable to become a billionaire. They don't know how to invest the money into something. And if you get educated, means it is really helpful for that person to become a billionaire. For example, if you see that world richest man, Warren Buffett, yeah, he clearly states that investing your money, yeah, that investing your money, it is that key role to lead into your healthy financial life. And moreover, that not only that Warren Buffett, that many peoples are saying that investing is that best thing that you can become a billionaire. That means that they are teaching that the power of compounding. Yeah, that's the reasons. If you want to become a billionaire, you must educate yourself. That is that significant key to become a billionaire. Yeah, nice. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your valuable advice. So now we all have some ideas to become a billionaire, and I hope We will work on it. So who is coming next?
We have Geeta and Haritika.
Geeta.
Yeah.
Geeta, how to control anxiety? How to control anxiety, Geeta?
Okay, thank you for the topic. How to control anxiety. Today's life is full of anxiety. We all know that. The youngsters, especially. Since just now, the topic was how to become a billionaire. This is the reason why people are filling their life with anxiety. They want more and more money. They want more and more luxury in their life. And that is the reason that they are filling their lives completely with anxiety. To get rid of this, why not to go back to the era when we were living? We were living a very contented life. If you want to get rid of anxiety, you have to be contented with whatever you have. Be satisfied with whatever you have. Go to the hill stations, relax for some time, enjoy your life. That will help you get rid of your anxiety. Every job, no matter what the job is, whether it is a teacher's job, it is a small job or a big job, there is some kind of anxiety in it, of course. But if you want to get rid of that anxiety, have some peace. Have some time for yourself. Give time to yourself. Relax for some time. Don't keep running from one thing to another. Because if you get one thing, you'll always desire for something else and you'll never be at peace. If you want to be at peace, go to some places which will give you relaxation and meditate for some time. Get up early in the morning, meditate for some time, and that will certainly help you get rid of your anxiety. Be at peace. Now, coming back to the topic, billionaire, my mother, I consider her to be the richest woman in this world because she had no anxiety. She lived a very, very peaceful life. She was the richest woman because any child who came to her, she didn't have a lot of money with her, but any child, anybody who came to her, she would never skip giving at least something to the child, 500, 1,000, whatever she could do. Isn't she better than any billionaire? That's what I feel. So if you want to be free from anxiety, give time to yourself, relax, go to beautiful places. This world is full of beautiful places to visit. Go to the deserts, go to the sea beaches, go to the mountains, and you will find you are totally rid of anxiety. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Geeta, for sharing your views on anxiety. Yeah, we agree. We want more, and that is also one of the reasons for the anxiety. So who is coming next? I can't see any hand yet. Guys, please raise your hand. Let me see.
I can take it up then.
Haritika.
Oh, who?
Haritika, let's check your audio video once.
Hello,
Haritika. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Haritika, you are audible and visible.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Did I shout very loud?
One advice, Hartika, one advice to youngsters. One advice to youngsters, Hartika.
Okay, one advice to youngsters, just live in the moment. The advice I want to give my younger self or my youngsters is that just live in the moment, do whatever you want to do. Just don't ever think about what is going to happen in future, because thinking is not going to get you anything. And just give your fullest, enjoy every moment. If you are going through some marriage, if you are going through some problem, then don't always think of the problem. Just think that this thing is going to get you help, get you over this problem. If yes, then think of the problem. Or if you think that this thinking is not going to get you help through this problem, then think of the solution that can help you for this problem. And another thing I would like to give advice to my younger self would be to help our parents or whoever needs the help. That's
Haritika, we lost you over there.
Hi, Hartika.
Am
Your voice is stuck. Oh, I think Hartika is facing some connection problem. So we can take next topic. Thank you, Hartika, for your great effort. We all
Final
know.
topic, Nasir. Final.
So who is coming next to you? Hello.
We have Unique who's not spoken and Anant who's not spoken yet.
Okay. So Anant.
I have a session immediately afterwards, so let's have Unique.
Okay. Unique. The fear of losing control. The fear of losing control. Unique.
So first of all, I would like to see I'm audible and visible.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
you are
you.
audible.
Thank you. So fear of losing control. Well, I mean, as human beings, we try to control a lot of things. And me particularly, I have been a control freak a lot for a long period in my life, and still am. But I'm on a recovery path now. So we try to control a lot of things, which is a good thing if we want to like make our future a bit predictable. But as humans, we need to realize there are very little things we control. So as a speaker, for example, you can just control how hard you work on your speech, how sincere are you with communicating your story. You cannot control how others will react to your story, what emotion it will elicit. You can't control that, and you should not worry about that either. So as humans, we have a tendency to control other people's opinions about us by modifying our behaviors. And the thing is that we want the result so bad that we are ready to compromise with our basic instincts also. So in my opinion, there is very little we control. So it's better I actually read a book on this a few months ago. It was how to practice stoicism. So stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy where they tell that one of the core principles there is that only control the controllables, and rest don't worry about it. It's a very simplistic view, but that is something that I always keep in my mind these days. And I think I'm a lot happier person when I keep this in mind. So my opinion here is that try to control what you can control and accept that most of the things are not in your control. Over to you, table topic master.
Sorry. Thank you, Unique, for your effort. Do we have more time? Can we take?
No, unfortunately, we have to wrap it up. We have 8 minutes for a pathway session now.
Okay, thank you, Anand. So thank you all for participating actively in table topics. Hopefully you might have enjoyed the table topic time. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Arunima.
Moving forward, today we have a very interesting session, Pathways, Question and Answers by our Toastmaster Anand. Over to you, Anand.
Thank you so much, Arunima. Ladies and gentlemen, what is Pathways? Let's begin with that, and then I will tell you the need of this session. Take Pathways, the so-called Pathways, as a learning management system or a learning curriculum of Toastmasters. Every member gets an access to this digital curriculum. It is nothing but the projects and manuals in an increasing difficulty or complexity order that we try to work upon and learn while doing that. When I read out the mission statement in the beginning, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience where members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills. Leadership skills, you can see some of that in terms of the role players, the coordination, the time management, everything. But the communication track, some of the leadership track also comes from the curriculum where we target one improvement area, one aspect of public speaking at a time. Take it as a video game. When it was launched, you could have considered this a video game where level 1 was all about first tell about yourself. Go in a difficult order, and talk about something in general, get a feedback. Then move on a little further, get a feedback, improve upon it a little further. Now give a feedback. So like that, level 1, then level 2, then level 3 used to get unlocked. In the current version of, however, this video game called Pathways, we have all the 5 levels. Level 1, a project may require you to just work on a speech for 2, 3, 5, 7 days. Level 5 speeches may be 20 minutes in nature, or may require you to work for 2 to 6 months, like that. So any level in any order you can attempt and plan your time like that, because that is a leadership learning that you may have. So why we are having this session? Because yes, there is a need. We may have a formal pathways session. In fact, we have had quite many of them, including Rupinder, the pathways guide, who has conducted them. So many videos are available, but to get it all in one go might not be feasible. So we are having this bite-sized capsule of 8 to 10 minutes of pathways sessions every Thursday, first Thursday of every month. And our target is in the next 3 to 5 months, the whole club members, whoever are regular attending, even attending in, watching this session live on YouTube later on, all of them should learn from others' doubts. Life is too short to commit your own mistake. Let us learn from each other's mistake. So when we discuss issues like that in public, a lot of doubts get resolved. A lot of mentors get their life made easier. And a lot of members find new insights, approaches in which they can plan their communication journey. So first question that I received, a cluster of questions from Rajesh through our WhatsApp group was, can I attempt any level, any speeches in any order? Yes, you can. However, once you submit them, they will always be submitted in the order of the logical sequence. Level 1, then only you can, however, you can attempt, keep them ready for submission, but only after level 1, you can file for level 2 completion. Who approve these levels? If anyone approves just like that, I can complete all 11 parts in one single night. But there has to be some checks and balances. So base camp manager, a VP education, president, or a secretary approves them. In our club, primary responsibility falls on me. I will give you an example how I receive this request. The moment you submit a path or a level in a path, and this is how as easy as it gets. I received a request from Basecamp. Tilt your screens in case you want to view the full screen. Somebody submitted a request. Who submitted what? Gayatri Deshmukh has finished level 3 completion. Let me log into the Basecamp as Basecamp manager. It is as easy as it gets. This is as easy as it gets. From the earlier system of manually approving and all, and people used to be needed to fill it all up and all. Now it is no more needed like that. Let me log in to the Basecamp as a Basecamp manager for Turning Point Toastmasters. Will I get to see some requests? Yes, at least Gayatri's request, because earlier ones in the pending requests we have completed. Gayatri Deshmukh, congratulations. Your level 3 completion is approved. Now it's a different story that as a club, we might want to utilize this towards our DCP goals or not. Maybe in this month, in this cycle, or the next cycle. The same thing, the same way it happens across every club across the world. So future VP educations, future Basecamp managers, take a look. Second question that I received from Rajesh himself was, I have submitted level 2. Can I resubmit my level 1 and 2? Once approved, you don't need to. You can, however, redo your level 1 and 2. You have to do in a next path. After you complete one path, or in parallel, if you are attempting a different path, you can. Ladies and gentlemen, those who were a member till September, and those who chose to continue their journey with Turning Point Toastmasters or from any other club, October to March as well, you are having a surprise gift from Toastmaster International. One free path, which usually comes for $20. How to utilize that? The same way. We can simply go to our own pathways. And just like that, and I'm sure if all of you are keeping it on your fingertips, this is how fast you can make your progress. Go to Basecamp. I have already chosen my free path, but I will tell you where you can buy a new path or where will the free path be available to you. Go to Basecamp Manager from Pathways. You can choose for yourself or someone else a path, new path for $20. However, those I explained about, members who are renewing for back-to-back second cycle, till March 31st, you can have your next free path accessible and attempted. Can I see for myself? Yes, I can. Let me go to my Basecamp, my own personal profile. I will see the motivational strategies or whatever path I have chosen. I have already completed one path, second path I had to buy, but third path I got free of cost because I chose to continue with Toastmasters in this cycle immediately after the last cycle. For example, Arunima, if you are making a comeback immediately after a long break, you might not get this free path, but someone like Nasir will get this free path available. Can you access your future levels even if you have not completed any? Yes, you can. Even level 5, certainly you can. You can read out the objectives as well. I hope this Pathways Q&A session has been maybe an eye-opener for at least some of the people who might not have these intricacies. In future sessions, we will continue to explore more queries we will include. One final fast and short query, if someone may have, we might want to solve it right now, or you can drop me queries through the WhatsApp group later as well. Anyone has any queries? Fast query, short query? Anyone? Why the name Pathways? I don't know. Ask Rupinder. That query I won't resolve. Anything other than that, reach out to me through WhatsApp or through publicly through our club group. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, Arunima.
Can I request Techmaster to now launch the polls for the best table topic speakers?
Launched. It will close down in 10 seconds. You might want to continue till then.
No. So
I will also request Timor to please have the selfie after this polls.
yes, after the polls, we'll have a selfie. Guys, come on, turn on your cameras.
I'm ending the polling.
Come on, everyone, switch your videos on. I want at least 2 people to take the photos, Anshuman and Rupinder. Can you guys take the photos?
Yes, I can.
Let us know till when we have to say cheese.
Nasir, video on. Chandresh, if you could turn your video on. Nimisha and Abhishek, please turn your videos on. Okay, I'm trying to find my key. Okay, got it. 1 second. Everyone keep smiling. Do not stop smiling until I tell you to. Am I having fun? Yes, I am. Yes, I got the screenshot. I confirm.
I also got
Thank you. Let's continue, Arunima.
Moving on to the next session for today, we have the most important and critical session called as the evaluation session, which will be led by the General Evaluator Toastmaster Surji. Now, let's hear what his tag team has ticked us for today and what they want to tell us. Over to you, Surjit.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. First of all, I would like to go with speech evaluation, and then I will call my tag team. And in the end, I will evaluate the meeting as a whole. Now I would like to call first speech evaluator Priyanka Mishra. Please welcome Priyanka Mishra to evaluate Rupinder's speech.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Let's begin the evaluation for Toastmaster Rupinder. Toastmaster Rupinder started with the third person and narrated the whole speech and concluded over to us. What I loved about Rupinder's speech is the body language which he posed, and he held it throughout the speech. The transition he was showing within his, even if we have the restriction of the stage, he was able to narrate the transitions with his movement and his body language. I love that part. The second thing which I loved about the speech was the purpose of the speech. I felt it achieved through his, from the first word of the speech till the end of the conclusion. The purpose which I found was the beginner. At the beginning, you might not get what you want, but later you might have an awful experience, but later you get it what you want. That was achieved thoroughly by Rupinder in his speech. Now, how to work on the speech to make it the best? The recommendation which I want to give to Rupinder are the transition where I found just before the conclusion. Throughout, we saw the person Reg had an awful experience in his life. Great. So transition, the turning point which came afterwards could be highlighted a bit more. We would like to see how the person overcame and came out as today's Rupinder. That there I found somewhere bit hurried, bit far. I mean that there you could give more time and make it and elaborate bit more, put more emotions and show how the person from Reg to Rupinder transformed. And accordingly, the transition if improved, the conclusion afterwards and will get enhanced automatically. We do not need to do anything over there. Another logical issue which I found was the lighting. The lighting, the video lighting was not at all good. Rupinder, you would like to work on your lighting because I was not able to read your expressions. There you could work on. In Magila, I would say the speech transition purpose, everything has been achieved. The awful experience of Reg, we felt it. Everybody felt it. What we want to work on the journey from Reg to Rupinder, the transformation which we would like to see. And that will make his speech the best of all and make him win again at the next time. So thank you very much. Over to you, Rupinder. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Priyanka, for such a brilliant evaluation. Now, I would like to call second speech evaluator, Toastmaster Abhishek, for evaluating Vishakha's speech. Please welcome Abhishek for Vishakha's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. First of all, I would like to congratulate Vishakha for completing L1 P3 speech. Now, Vishakha started with a little skit in the beginning, and believe me, it's not the easiest part. Vishakha, what you did is you standed at the side of the field view of the camera and pointed out to the opposite direction. And later on, you connected these two positions with kind of a symbol of two different personality. And at this point, I was imagining like maybe there are two Vishakhas, one being the liver conscious and the other being as a carefree fun drinker. So kudos to you for making a great use of stage and using the position as a symbol of different personalities. Now, another highlight was your near perfect body language. Now, you chose humorous style of speech and you backed it up by using a couple of things. Like when you were delivering your speech, I could see the crowd going bananas, and all the emojis, like laughing out emojis, were filled all over the screen. The way you did it was you use your voice suitable in a funny way, as you were kind of living in the speech. And also at that point when you kind of pointing out to your friend, like that friend in the corner. So all these things, using your hand gestures, using your funny voice, all these things made your speech experience more emerging. So kudos to you for using perfect body language. Now, having said that, I do have a recommendation for you. Vishakha, you chose a topic which is like everyone's favorite. Drinker, non-drinker, both the parties. Now, I felt that this speech objective was more on the research side, and content, if possible, could be available on the internet. Now, you kind of deliver a speech which was more based on the personal experience. Although you have provided maybe 2-3 facts using different names of the proteins, but I felt it could have been more research oriented if you could have provided, such as in the end, after your friends were going through a bad hangover, you could provide it how it affected their liver, how it kind of leaves a bad message for other guys, although mixing with kind of in a humorous manner, so that you keep your style, that is the humorous style. Apart from that, there's another teeny tiny observation, is that you could have kind of make your lighting better. Otherwise, this problem could not be faced if we are in different setup, although it's a camera. To summarize, Vishakha, your ability to articulate a speech, and especially the humorous one, is second to none. I think I have seen it as one of the most humorous speech. And that's it from my side. All the very best to you for your future endeavors. Over to you, GE.
Thank you, Abhishek, for such a nice evaluation. Now, I would like to call our counter Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh for our counter report. She believed nothing is new under the sky. She would like to do what Mahatma Gandhi did in his lifetime. So please welcome Toastmaster Gayatri on the stage to present her report. Now, we have polls on our screen. So first we go with the polls, and after that, Gayatri will give her report.
Polls are complete. You can continue.
Thank you so much. Could I please get screen sharing rights?
Just a minute.
I'll make your co-host, you go until then.
Share screen is enabled.
Thank you so much, Uni. Thank you so much, Anand. It was a busy day at our counter's office today, but as you can see, everyone is in green zone. I have never been happier because in today's meeting, most of the filler words were used in a very, very limited space. There were a few things that we as a team could, of course, work on. We all could together work on our fumbles. What could be the reason for the fumbles? First reason could be that we are talking too fast and thinking too slow. So as Anand had once and again always told us, that set the pace of your speech according to your thoughts, and it can avoid a lot of fumbles. So that is something we can definitely look forward to. As far as ours were concerned, barring a couple of members, ours were in control, were in very much control. And to all those members of our team today, a couple of our table topic speakers, and a couple of our role players. A simple suggestion for eliminating the excess use of ours in our speech would be that instead of saying or whenever you have that urge, you could just take a pause. It is easier to work on pauses rather than working on the filler words. So it's the first step towards working on eliminating those filler words from the speech. Another problem area in today's entire meeting was the unintentional pauses. Now, what are unintentional pauses? Sometimes we forget something and we take a moment to think about what we want to say the next. Sometimes we know what we want to say, but somewhere the tone has gone wrong. So we again take a moment. And sometimes we are simply not prepared what exactly we are supposed to say after this particular sentence, and there we take a moment. These pauses do not appear as a pause in front of while we are delivering the speech in front of the audience, but it rather comes across as a glitch, something like a disturbance. It just breaks the flow of our speech. So that is one area that we as a team could definitely work on. Yellow zone is also very limited. The most favorite filler word for today was so and and. And of course, there are other filler words that we can work on. Mostly filler words come into play when we are thinking. Whenever we have this urge to use our favorite word, we could just go for a pause instead. Working on pauses is easier than working on filler sounds and filler words. With that repetition, I would like to complete my accounters report. And if anybody wishes to have their personal report shared with them, kindly give me a direct message and I shall share it with you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Gayatri, for such a wonderful and comprehensive report. Now, I would like to call grammarian Toastmaster Anshuman to present his report.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Surjit. As a grammarian, I had a busy day today. I'll be just highlighting the key good usages and not so good usages of phrase and words used for the meeting. So the good usages I found in the speeches and different roles are accepting the accolades. The world has called me a lunatic. Monikers of lunatic and idiot. Fate struck. He was wailing his heart out. Live in the moment. Not so good usages, and this was the interesting part that, as Gayatri highlighted, in certain speeches in table topics, due to the filler words, it was appearing as if the grammar is not correct. But I actually went back in the space we had to recheck the YouTube video, and interestingly, the grammar usage was mostly correct. But because of such high usage of filler words and it was appearing as if grammar is incorrect. But interestingly, a lot of grammar aspect was correct in different speeches. So you can understand how much filler words make the impact of making it appear as if your grammar is incorrect. But in terms of not so good usage, he was contented, should be he was content. Just give your fullest. I think in the context, give your best would have been a better phrase. You standed at the side, you stood at the side. All the very best, all the best. First, we go with the polls. Let's vote first can be the alternative. As for the word of the day uses, thank you, Priyanka, for remembering Magila and using it once. I was very happy. So, but yeah, it was very interesting word I found and thought of sharing it with us. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman, for such a wonderful report. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Gaurav to present timer's report.
Thank you, Surjit. So I will present the timer's report. Today I am accidental timer, but so it was a magalia of roles I wanted to have in Toastmasters, but I end up with timer anyways. So starting with the timing report. So our meeting started on time. Sergeant at Arm Anand took 2 minutes 23 seconds, and presiding officer Unique took 4 minutes 28 seconds. That was well in limit. Then if we talk about our team mod, Arunima, she took 28 minutes. There was one technical hiccup in between that costed us 3 minutes, but that was taken care in the meanwhile. Then general evaluator took was well in time. He took 4 minutes 1 second. So general evaluator Surjit was also well in time. Then the evaluator one, Priyanka, she took 3 minutes 11 seconds. That was that was well in time. The same was Abhishek, the evaluator two. He also took 3 minutes 5 seconds. Then the speakers, Rupinder and Vishakha. Rupinder took 7 minutes 23 seconds, just finished before the grace period. Then speaker 2, Vishakha, she finished before 7 minutes, took 6 minutes 49 seconds. Then talking about the table topic speakers, so all were in time. Just one of the speakers, Toastmaster Geeta, she finished in the grace period. She took 2 minutes 24 seconds. Others were well in time, like Aruna Mehra. She took 1 minute 50 seconds. Prakash took 1 minute 30 seconds. Haritika took 1 minute 1 second. Unique took 1 minute 55 seconds. Then for the pathways, Anand, he took around 8 minutes. Then grammarian, for our counter, she has taken 3 minutes 11 seconds, and grammarian, he has taken 1 minute 50 seconds. That's my report. Back to you, General Evaluator Surjit.
Thank you, Gaurav, for such a nice report. Now, I would request Techmaster to please share the polls for.
Please vote, guys. After this, general evaluator will give his report, and I request audience members to stay, because after that we will take their feedback. That's how we collectively improve.
Are polls over?
Yes, ending polls in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now I will go with my overall meeting. Meeting evaluation. So first of all, I will go with the table topics speakers. So first speaker was Arunima, passive income. She started very well and she nicely expressed her views on this topic. So one recommendation from my side is you can start straightforward and avoid asking question or topic again. So second speaker was Prakash. Your advice to become a billionaire. Very well expressed his views on this topic and very impressive. So one recommendation from my side we should listen the topic carefully and avoid asking questions. So third speaker was Geeta. How to control anxiety. You are awesome and started very well, very confident, and uses the ethos, logos, and pathos approach. So no recommendation from my side. Haritika, great effort, but could not complete due to glitch in the network. So one recommendation is that we should check the audio and video quality before the start of the meeting. Now, fifth speaker was Unique. The fear of losing control. Very well expressed your views on this topic, and you are always awesome. So no recommendation from my side. Now I will evaluate the meeting as a whole. Overall meeting was good and it started on time. Sa nicely explained the do's and don'ts during the meeting. All the rules were nicely explained and nicely welcomed the presiding officer. So no recommendation from my side on this. Presiding officer. Presiding officer nicely addressed the audience and welcomed the guest very well. He also make announcements and appreciate the winners and inspired others. So one recommendation is that I noticed while sitting you were moving forward and backward, which can be avoided in next meeting. So Timot, uh, though there was some glitch in the audio, and she extraordinarily kept her nerves and were patient. I appreciate that she fantastically explained the theme and she was engaging. She wonderfully explained the structure of the meeting and she also engaged the audience. So one recommendation from my side is that I noticed that there was glitch in the audio. So we can check the audio and video before the start of the meeting. So Tech Master, commendable job done by the Tech Master. Now move on to table topic master. All the table topics were simple and interesting. And it's easy to understand, except one. It was really nice session. So one recommendation is I saw two speakers were not able to understand the topic well. So one was due to the word passive, and this word was not clear to the speaker, and other was due to the your voice. So we can choose words which are easy to which are clear and easy to understand, and also voice can be clear. Now, pathways and question answer session done by Anant. It's a tremendous job done by Anant to educate the audience on this. So uh, I appreciate this. Now moving on to Evaluator 1. Very nice and comprehensive evaluation for the speech, and she uses a CRC approach. Well done. So no recommendation from Evaluator 2. Great evaluation and used CRC approach. Summarize the evaluation very well. So no recommendation here also. R counter, well created R counter report and also gave the cause of the issues faced by the speaker. So if there is any issue in the report, so in the speech, so she also explained what can be the cause of that. So it's a tremendous job done by Gayatri. Well done. And you not just read the report, but some explained every point of the report. So no recommendation here also. Grammarian nicely explained the report. Recommendation is if we could show report in Excel or share some screen, so that would be helpful. And timer he also nicely presented the report and he was awesome. So one recommendation from my side to that be present timing in Excel, that would be very helpful. That's all from my side. So over to Madam Toastmaster. Thank you.
What do you want to do in your life? Guys, your story does not need a predictable arc. You can have unfold your story each step. It is not important to know what do you want to do for your life. The important thing is to know how to act at the next step. I have seen lot of people falling into the trap that to have a happy life you need to work really hard and end up in a 4-bedroom home. No, it is not like that. Life is not predictable. So we should not have a very long plan. Rather, learn, evolve, learn, unlearn, and relearn. That is what I have done for myself. And I have made a list. The trap that you need to be born with passion to achieve things. No, because there is no such thing called as constant. The only constant is evolving. And if I talk about myself, my passion has been evolving constantly over a decade. And I don't know what exactly my passion is, because I used to like something else. Now I like something else. In my childhood, I used to like reading. I used to like drawing. But now I I like to listen to audiobooks rather than reading. Since the time is changing, so we need to do not fall in that trap. Do not become the trap that passion and your income needs to match, because if your passion and income source is matching, then what are you going to do on the weekend? So have passion, make your weekends fulfill with your passion and achieve your bucket list. Do whatever you want to do. Life is too short and is just adventures, full of adventures. With this, I will hand over the stage to the presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Unique.
Thank you to Toastmasters of the day. What a brilliant session. But before we continue, let's have the polls for the best role player. I'm launching the polls right now. Just a second. So the polls have been launched. Please vote for your preferred candidate. So we have Toastmaster of the day, Table Topic Master, and our General Evaluator. The polls will close soon. I don't have enough votes, so please, guys, vote a little bit quickly. Closing the polls in next 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, what a wonderful meeting. Today's meeting to me was an example of adaptations. So many people had so many technical challenges, but nonetheless, everybody stepped up and did the adjustment. And like my table topic, they were not in control, but they still managed a lot to do a lot. So continuing with the next and the one of the most important sections of the meeting, let's have the feedback from our guests. So we had Aruna Mehra joining us. Aruna, could you please unmute yourself and share your feedback about the meeting and where we can improve?
Actually, it was great meeting. There are no suggestions. I think everything is perfect, and my expectations are very much fulfilled by you all guys. It was really amazing.
Thank you, Aruna. Glad we were able to meet the expectation. Next, we have our regular guest, Toastmaster Geeta Kashyap. Toastmaster Geeta Kashyap, could you please share your feedback about the meeting?
It was such an amazing meeting. I loved the speeches today, mesmerizing speeches. Really, both the speeches were excellent, and throughout I was engrossed. It was a lovely meeting. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Arunima. We also have Toastmaster Nimisha Singla joining us, a well-known tech master. So could we have your opinion, Toastmaster Nimisha?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Unique. I'm sorry, I'm not in a position of starting my video. I'm not well. I was just going through my WhatsApp when I saw the message from Rupinder that I'm going to give a speech, so I would like you to join. Probably that's a broadcast, but to me it looks personal. And I joined and I missed. I know. I thought I am 15 minutes late, 30 minutes late, but when I joined, I saw the time and I was like 1 hour and 30 minutes late. So I missed probably most of the things. But one thing which I am taking away is the energy of this club. Right now, from the morning, since the morning, I was very low, but now I have that energy to do far more things from now on. So that's my takeaway from today's meeting. You guys are amazing. The energy, the positivity, and the positive evaluations as well. Thank you so much. Over to you, Unique.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimisha. We also have Prakash joining us. Prakash, could you unmute yourself and share your feedback?
Yeah, unique. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, I am a stammer. I am belong to the state of Tamil Nadu in Chennai. That I attend many meetings to overcome fear and shame. That in this meeting only that they are evaluating that speech of guest, which is very interesting to know about that. And that I thought that TM Modi asked me to introduce myself. Yeah, that was missing because that I practiced from morning itself in front of the mirror to give a self introduction without stammering. Yeah, that one was really missing. Otherwise, it was a wonderful meeting. Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you, Thank you, Prakash. We are glad that you gave a table topic today. And yes, we have been asked that question, but in the interest of having more time for table topics, we tend to have the introductions at the end only. But if that's your suggestion, we will definitely consider it in future. We also have, I think that those are all the guests who are left with us now. And now let's
all
go.
done.
Anant, you're saying something?
All done. All guests done.
Yes. So thank you for joining. Now let's go to the polls for this meeting. Just a minute. So are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so starting the table topics. Our first runner for table topics, well, she joined us late and she had technical issues, but anyways, she even after all those difficulties, she is our second runner for the table topics, Toastmaster Haritika Ahuja. And this is the section where we all unmute ourselves and applaud for our winners. So let's have a huge round of applause for Haritika. Next, an unlikely candidate. I didn't expect him to win, but anyways, it was me. So the first runner-up is me.
The name is unique. What can you do?
Maybe that was the reason. So coming to our winner for table topic speaker. So we have this Excel in which we generate the winners. We just write their name. So for the first winner, I did not have to change the name from the last meeting because she was the winner in the last meeting she attended as well. I'm referring to our guest, Toastmaster Geeta Kashyap.
We should
Let's
have
have a huge round of applause for her.
We should have an honorary award in her name now.
Wow.
I was just happy I had to do less work in editing the Excel. Next award. Award for the best speech evaluator. And it was a close contest, but our winner is Toastmaster Priyanka Mishra. Next is for best auxiliary role player, and this is where we have a tie. Interestingly, we have two winners. So the first winner is our counter Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh for a brilliantly explained report. Let's have a huge round of applause. The plot should continue. And the second winner, I hope those are contiguous. Yeah. So the second winner is our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Anshuman Mishra. Well, he rarely attends, but whenever he attends, he takes away something.
I attend almost every meeting. I just skipped one last week.
He is the crime master Gogo. He takes at least something.
Not that you are guilty, Anshuman. It's just that it is convenient.
Sure.
So the best role player for today. Again, a brilliantly conducted meeting in which the coordination of all role players is required. But our best role for today is our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arunima Bindal. Let's have a huge round of applause for her.
Bindal.
And now the big one, the best speaker for today. We had two brilliant speeches today, and I enjoyed both, but by a close margin, the winner today is Toastmaster Vishakha Sharma. And that is all from the awards.
You made me proud, Vishakha.
I'm somehow not able to see the Zoom screen. Just a minute. Yeah. So my screen share is stopped, I guess. So with that, we can conclude the meeting, and I'm happy that it was again a very good meeting, and see you again. So just before that, I would like to share some information with you guys. Just give me a second.
And I have an announcement as well, so please.
Yes, Anant, you can go first.
Okay. So one related to, I think, a Sunday meeting that you will announce very soon. Another is related to the Thursday meetings. We are having all the slots in the future also well in advance. Guests who are looking to join the club here, they may also want to check with me through guest group. You can find me over there with my name as well. One of the admins. You can let having a message with me, and if you want to know what pathways, how you can leverage it being a member, even before being a member, you can very well drop a message to me. I would love to explain to you all. So let's look forward to see some of the regular guests join as full-fledged members and deliver and mesmerize us with their 5 to 7 minutes long speeches. Over.
Yes, we are definitely waiting for that, and I have I have sent the information in the chat box. Please copy that information. That contains the link to our all social media channels, as well as the link for today's YouTube live recording. It also contains important contact details of our VP membership and our and Toastmaster Nimit, who is our immediate past president and takes control of the Sunday meetings. So on Sunday we meet every Sunday we meet at 1:15. So you can also join that meeting. And with that, I would like to conclude this meeting, and I would first like to say bye to our